Well, your overall assessment on how it went the other game, like Coach said, it was a tale of two games, really.
Yeah, I think obviously we started fast, and then turnover. We had really good field position after the punt return, and so that turnover hurt, and then just kind of flopped around for a few drives before we started moving the ball again in the second half. So just we just have to be more consistent throughout the game.
Was the lack of running game on account of couldn't really get going on first or second?
Yeah, I think we were running the ball efficiently early, and then when you go 3 and out a few times in a row, there's no rhythm, and so it's hard to. You're planning on getting into some runs, and you're not converting on third down, and you're punting, and you just don't get the chance to get in the rhythm. And then just the way that game script went, we ended up being down and having to throw. So I think it was just, I don't think it was anything planned. It was just situationally. When you're not getting first downs, you just don't have a lot of plays to establish it, and then you're down a couple scores and you got to get going. So. I don't think it's something that, certainly not something that we're trying to do or plan to do, just the way the game script went.
What was the thinking on Williams got the great bulk of the carries? Samaji didn't get as many as he did the first week, and then McLaughlin didn't carry again after his touchdown.
Yeah, it's just the rotation of the game and the way it went. I think after 2 games, it's not a big enough sample size to draw a bunch of conclusions. I think as it goes on and you get a bigger sample size, you'll see that balanced out a little bit more.
Is that the same case with first half and second half with the passing offense? Russ has been really good in the first half, and the second half cooled off a lot.
Yeah, I think it's just, again, let's talk about that after 5 or 6 weeks. If it continues, then, but I can't point to anything of why that happened or, I think it's just a little random chance, but, certainly something that we have to fix. And, you want to play good every quarter. You want to play good every play. And, just – but I don't think it's something systemic where like we're a first half team or anything. I think it'll balance out.
Recognizing it's a week to week league, but based on what Marvin did and his limited opportunities, do you look to keep giving him a little more?
Yeah, I think again you have a whole game plan and at the end of the week you're like, hey, this is going to be a big game for pick the player and. You don't get to run all the plays, and again, the way the game script goes, it's just how the calls come out. So, he's someone we're counting on, and he's going to have a role every week. And when his number gets called, this last week, those 2 plays, the defense cooperated with him to give him those big plays, and so he'll have his opportunities every week for sure.
With a young player like Marvin, is there some caution and giving them too much or putting them in a position to succeed, or what balance that to just letting them go?
Yeah, I think, he's been with us for, since the spring. So I think he knows the offense. So I don't, as you're putting in, we try to be cognizant of not putting in too much new stuff for any player really. I mean, in some sense they're all rookies with us. And so, you don't want to overload any one player, and rookies, you think about that a little bit more, but he's a smart player, hard-working player. So it hasn't been an issue yet.
Joe, when you guys are looking at the play calling operation, are there certain targets you're trying to hit as in like we want to be out of the huddle at this point of the play clock, we want to be at the line? Like are there markers you look at that way when you go back and evaluate?
Yeah, not specifically. We just want to get up to the line of scrimmage with plenty of time to handle whatever we need to handle, whether it's identifying the mic or checking to a play. And so everyone's got to be a little faster. The personnel gets called, those guys got to get in and out of the huddle, and then we got to get into the huddle, up to the line of scrimmage, getting our stances. Everything's just got to be a little more urgent. But, we don't have a specific, every play call is different, and some take longer in the huddle. And, so we just want to get up with plenty of time. So be as fast as possible.
Joe, how much do you think, because I asked Sean this the other day, that because you had Drew for so long and you were just adding pieces, sort of like adding a rookie, versus everybody learning it knew that maybe Sean especially was operating faster than the rest of the offense was ready to go. So it's not that you won't get there. You just need time.
Yeah, I think the longer it goes, the more comfortable everyone gets. The operation will just get faster. And, you said it. It's, you have a core set of players that have been there for a number of years, and it's easier to incorporate 1 or 2 players. Everyone's new this year, so it's just, time on task.
What are some of the challenges going against the Vic Fangio defense?
Yeah, he's he's been one of the more successful defensive coordinators over the, since I've been coaching in the NFL. Very sound, very well coached. They do a really good job of keeping a roof over the offense. It's hard to get deep on this group. And, they just do a great job of tweaking their defense for each offense they face. And so figuring out, which receiver they want to take away and, how they're playing their secondary. There's just a lot of nuances to this defense. If you just watch it, you might not, pick up on it. But the more you watch it and study it, you realize that there is just a lot of detail to what they do. And they're very smart in adjusting their scheme, which on the surface doesn't look like a lot, but they adjust the nuances of it for each particular offense that they're facing. So, it's, there's probably a little bit more studying going on of those pictures maybe than other defenses as far as how they're choosing to play you specifically.
Thanks, Coach.